Good morning, people. Bright and early in the kitchen today. We have load shedding at 10 o'clock, so I'm rushing against time. I know I have my gas stove there, but you also know that I do not like using it, but I might be forced to do it. This is one of my favorite dishes that I'm going to make today. Simple, out of the tins, but actually quite delicious. This was not on my menu because I didn't think that people would pay money for this, but this is something that MacD and myself enjoy. I'm going to cook in abundance so that I can free some meals for McDavid for the days that I am not here, which is now lately very seldom, or when I do not feel like cooking. So it is going to be a lot, but it's a lot intentionally. Okay, so it is baked beans in tomato sauce. I do not know what brands you get overseas. And then I've got 2 tins of 4 bean mix in brine. I will rinse this because I cannot stand the smell or the taste of brine, tin brine. I can't. Then I have washed and cut up 1 bag of fresh green beans. In that will go chopped up onion, chopped up garlic. I've already done that this morning. Chopped up garlic. And I am quickly going to peel and chop the potatoes up now. And that is basically it. And then the spices that I use. And this will be the first time that I'm going to eat beans again in a year after my stomach problems, because it does feel to me as if my stomach is settling. So that's also going to be a very interesting experiment to see what's going to happen. Quickly going to peel the potatoes and block them. So Christmas is around the corner. As you know, there's nothing going to happen here for Christmas. You can see that there's not a single Christmas decoration or a Christmas tree in my house. And I'm fine with it. If you watched my vlog on Christmas decorations, kept in a box in a cupboard, then you will know why. So I suppose most of you are going to have huge Christmas celebrations. It's such a pity that a person can't really share photographs on YouTube in the comment section. I know you can in Facebook, but it would have been lovely for me to see what all you did as far as a Christmas tree is concerned or decorating your house. Although I suppose I also would have been looking at nothing because you people do not interact with me in the comment section. I do not understand why, but that is just my subscribers, and then that's also fine with me. I suppose as long as nobody's commenting, then I'm safe from the trolls, which I am not sure how I will deal with that or handle that. Being a hypersensitive person, it's going to be difficult not to take it personally. And then I always keep the peeled potatoes in water, otherwise they go blue. And I think I'm going to put too many potatoes in my dish. I don't think the balance is going to be completely right, but I'm not going to be bothered with that either, because I like potatoes. I'm actually very fond of potatoes in any shape or form, whether it is baked, mash, chips, you name it. I like it. It has been raining, drizzling here for the past couple of days, and then my hair is also all over the place. as you all know by now as well. It's terrible to have to sort of rush everything that a person is doing because of the power cut. Now, for those of you that's not aware of what the term load shedding means, it's actually, I thought this morning, it's actually a very appropriate name that they came up with what's going on in South Africa. And it is also enlightening for me to have seen that we're not the only country that this is actually happening. I don't really watch this channel. I don't like the channel very much, but it sometimes come up on my feed. And this one time I did actually look at this, and I think it's she's in is it Thailand, and they have got power cuts there as well. The power went off during a video that she was vlogging, and apparently the weather there is very humid, also very hot, and then they were very uncomfortable as well. Mismanagement of our government in South Africa, not using budgeted money for the purposes that it is allocated for maintenance is something that our government doesn't understand. They will rather help themselves. That is a different way of saying that they're stealing. And the power stations in South Africa hasn't been maintained. And now the supply of electricity has become a huge problem. Our electricity has become exorbitantly expensive. And we have power cuts, which they call load shedding. So they've got a schedule, and we rotate, and the power just gets cut off, and then we have 2.5 hour power cuts. I was amazed to hear that Cape Town's power now the other day was off from 4 o'clock till 8:30 in the evening. That's a 4.5 hour power cut. Maybe we have it more often during the day, but it does make it very difficult to do stuff like cooking or baking. Everything you must do around when you have electricity. Even then going to visit somebody, it's just very disruptive of a person's life. And I don't think that there's a light at the end of this tunnel. So we will see what's happening as far as electricity is concerned, but the way to go is really solar panels. Even if there's rainy days and cloudy days where solar panels won't then work, but here it's not very often, and yeah, that would solve a lot of headaches for a person, but I don't have the money to do that now. I don't think that it looks very nice on your roof, but like I said, I don't have the money now. And I also think if you have a tin roof, which I have, and I have a tin roof because that's my preference. I want to hear the rain on the roof when it rains, and I think if you must drill so many holes in a tin roof, then you are going to cause a leak problem. So I'm not really sure, but that if you really want to be able to live comfortably, it's something that a person actually needs to look at and needs to do. But like I said, with a tin roof, you can actually create a whole other set of problems for yourself. So I don't know. Now start to cook on fires again. There's a cooking, I actually don't even know where this cooking show is, and they have done brilliantly for themselves, because you must see how they have improved their house, how they have built yesterday, but their channel is like 5 million views for a cooking channel. It's somewhere in the mountains, somewhere in one of the Russian countries. And she makes food in huge quantities. If you think I have a problem, you should see this woman. She makes like pumpkin bread, then it's huge flat breads like this, but then she's got like 10 in her basket. So she cooks also in huge quantities, and the people watch it. But they also put the show together very nicely. I must say, the way that they do the different videos work very well. But they are making tons and tons and tons of money, and you can see it by what they have done. They basically built a brand new house, and the whole setup there has become very organized, very neat, very, very pretty. And the other thing about their channel is nobody says a word. It is a absolute quiet channel. Obviously, few people will actually understand their language, and I suppose that maybe they can't speak English at all, not even broken English like I do. But so it's an absolute quiet channel, and the people are loving it, absolutely loving it. So why did I tell you that now? I can't remember. There's some reason why I told you that story. Oh, because of the electricity. And it seems like they don't have any electricity. They do a lot of outdoor cooking, and it's always on a fire, on an open fire with coals and wood, and yes, and the people love it. The people watch it. So that's another other way that a person then can go, is to start cooking on an open fire. Although I do have gas. I'm talking nonsense again. But I do not have a gas oven. I forget that I have gas. Yeah. So that's another way that a person can go. And they've got like pizza ovens, huge ovens outside where she bakes the bread in. Actually a very nice show to watch, with a rural ambiance, and yeah. I have pre-cooked the rice because once again we are running against time. The hour is going off at 10 o'clock. And as you all know, my goal is to empty my freezers and my pantry. So this is a mixture of the little bit of brown rice I had left and white rice. So I've now finished the white rice and I finished the brown rice. But I do think I've got jasmine rice left. I do think that that will be something that I will buy again, white rice. I'm just going to strain it quickly. I'm going to use the same pot to cook the potatoes. This is not typical my dogs. They must now come and play here right under my feet and make a noise while I'm trying to vlog. My aim is always to do as few dishes as I possibly can. The rice will now strain, and I will then cook the potatoes with the onions in the pot. I'm now going to boil the potatoes with the onion in salt water. And I always boil, if I boil, I use the back plates. If I fry, I use the front plates, because my previous stovetop I had, the front plates broke, and for some other reason they couldn't fix it. And so I rotate my plates. I don't use the front plates all the time. So I'm going to boil the potatoes and the onions together. And after about the potatoes, I've cut fairly small, so it's not going to take long. After 5 minutes, I will add the green beans. Okay. I'm just going to rinse the 4-bean mix now. And I forgot that I normally put an extra tin or two of chopped peeled tomatoes and garlic in as well, just to give it a little bit of tomatoey gravy. And I hope that this is going to be big enough. It doesn't look like it. So I think I must rather get a bigger strainer out there. It went fairly quickly. I'm just going to strain that out. And I'll put it back in the pot. You want all the water out because you want a little bit of gravy. I've forgotten to take this out, but I'm going to put this is already cooked because I use these speckled red dried beans a lot in my faux meat, in my burger patties, in my steaks. This is 2 cups already cooked. I'm going to throw this in here now. It's not going to make a difference that it's frozen. It will defrost quickly. The 2 tins of baked beans in tomato sauce. You must really like beans if you want to make this for yourself. It's a very beany dish. You're not going to get away from beans in this dish. That's for sure. I actually like baked beans in tomato sauce on toast as well, just as a small supper snack. Love it. I'm going to put the rest of the chopped garlic in. And I'm first going to put only 1 tin of the chopped tomatoes in, and then I will see how I feel about the second one. Okay, I'm going to mix it all together, put it back on the plate, because I do not want a mush either. I don't want it to be a I think I can put the other tin of tomato in as well. So it's going to be 2 tins of tomato. And now this brand has got some skin in it. Oh, and I hate it. Rhodes.
You don't like skin?
No, I don't like the skin of tomatoes. I eat it when it's fresh, obviously, if it's in a salad or whatever, but if you cook, you don't want it, it's hard. It doesn't cook down. It's like you must pick it out of your dish if it's not. That's not pleasant. It's actually unpleasant. Okay, the balance is very nice. Even the potatoes, the balance of the potatoes are very nice. I think that I could have put like 1 or 2 more potatoes in there, if you ask me. I love my black pepper. I'm going to throw in a good dash of black pepper. And just now I'm going to start tasting. Then it's the liquid smoke, hickory liquid smoke. Now, if you are a meat eater, you can now put in Vienna sausages or some smoked Russian sausages or any sausage that you want to cut up. I'm going to create the illusion that there's a smoked sausage in there by putting this in, and you really don't miss it. You really, really don't. The smoke, liquid smoke is quite strong. If you put too much in, it might go bitter. So I'm going to just do that. I'm going to taste. If it needs more, I will put a few more drops in. And then I'm going to put Ina Parman. Ina Parman spices are vegan. So it's Ina Parman's Kitchen Barbecue Spice. I don't know if you get her overseas. She's actually South African, resides in Cape Town in a huge house. She actually started out becoming famous, having people brought her onto cooking shows, like a breakfast show or whatever. She then got her own cooking show, and then this became a family business. Very grateful towards her because her stuff is not all of it. There's obviously some of the white sauces and whatever that needs that's not vegan, but she marks her spices very, very clearly that it's vegan. So I think I'm going to. This is now also creating the meaty texture. So I am going to. There it says suitable for vegan. She marks it very, very clearly. I'm going to put a good heaped tablespoon of barbecue spice in there. So I'm not adding any salt because I do think if it needs more, I'm going to put a little bit more in, so I'm not going to put that away. I do think there's a lot of salt in the tin stuff, and I don't want it to be over salty. I'm going to just turn my heat down a little bit to 3 because, like I said, I don't want it to be a complete mush. And the beans are already breaking up, so that's gorgeous. You know, it's going to go on rice, so I don't want it dry. I want to have like a little bit of liquid. Okay, I've tasted it. It needs a little bit more liquid smoke. And it also needs a little bit more of spices. So my second, not as high heap of spices will go in. And I think I can actually put a little bit more black pepper in as well. There it goes. And this is the way I cook, people. Then if I do have a recipe, then I must write it down because if people ask me what's your recipe, I can't tell you. And obviously, if I hit a good vegan recipe and I need to recreate it, and I do actually need the correct quantities. Otherwise, it will always change like that. But that is it. We're just going to wait for that frozen clump to defrost, and then it's ready to be eaten on the rice. And this is the end result. I don't know if this is what they call meal prep. I think so. Meal prep, yeah. I'm not sure. There is something like meal prep on YouTube. I can make more. That's very well. And then I mark the lid. And it goes on. And there it is ready for the freezer. And I say thank you for watching and being here. Hope you made it to the end. And hope to see you in the next video. Look after yourselves. Keep well. Goodbye.